Bonsoir, everyone, and welcome to the Gate 7 International Podcast. I guess we're going to be speaking French to start, given what we saw tonight or this afternoon by Mathieu Valbuena, Le Petit Velo, as he's called. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you're listening or watching. Hope everyone's doing great. So we're going to do a quick episode tonight. It was just a league game, dramatic league game, and that, but yeah, there's other drama going on tonight in Greek football. I don't think we're going to talk much about that, but we could in the end. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit. But anyway, I guess with that, we'll just shout out our sponsor real quick to Piraeus International. You guys know Piraeus International is a shipping company. Whatever you're shipping, olive oil packages, cars, anything, they're there to help you. Freight forwarding services to any port around the world. Just contact our friends at 410-675-4696 or email them at sales@piraeusintl.com. Anyway, that's it. We're getting off quick. First thoughts about today's game, Costa. Did you enjoy it?
It was actually a fairly decent game for a Greek football match.
It was decent.
It was up and down, so yeah, it was a decent game. I was afraid it might be one of those games after a big victory midweek against Fenerbahce, where we come back to the Greek league and we struggle. And yeah, thank goodness, Oleg Reabciuk with another fantastic performance, all action combat performance from our Moldovan Lightning.
Yeah,
and really, he's won the free kick that led to the winner. He's won the penalties, put his body on the line again and again and again. And it's been a great week. I mean, this time
3 wins.
Exactly. This time last week, we just come out from the AEK game, winning 3-2 away from home. Then Fenerbahce, and then this, and it's 3 wins on the trot, and it's been a good week.
Indeed, very good week. I remember going into the international break, we were talking about what happens if Olympiacos loses both with AEK and Fenerbahce. That was a conversation we were having, like, oh no, what's going to happen? Team's not playing well. Team's not particularly playing well, but they're picking up results, like that's huge. You see teams like AEK and PAOK right now not playing well and they're not picking up results. So it's the difference. It's just difficult to watch some of these games, though. I find like I don't know, like the performances just there's just something missing. Like today, I think we really lacked some creativity, and I think you may have said it in the chat. The team's like disjointed almost. Like the back line's not connected to the midfield, and the midfield's not connected very well to the wingers and strikers. I don't know. It just seems like just I don't know, just not great. Not great. But you know what? I don't know. I see some positives in the team. I just think there's a few things missing. I thought Gary Rodriguez is coming in looking very good. I think Rony Lopes is finally walking the walk, I should say. I think he's looking good. I would have kept both of them on, to be honest, and I would have moved Lopes on into the 10 and taken Aibua for Masuras. And I don't know. I think there's signs that things are turning around. I think the team's needs to kick on in January, maybe use that time to regroup. I think the biggest thing I'm concerned about is we're not going anywhere in Europe with the central defender pairing we had yesterday. And with Socrates' health, I don't know if he's going to be making it through those cold nights in February, 2 games a week, So I don't know what the hell they're going to do, but I think we'll see.
Yeah, well, look, I think it was a little bit better today. I think the fact that Volos came into the game with, quite an open mentality. They didn't just come to park the bus and wait for us. They played a kind of football that also made for, like I said, a decent game in terms of Greek football. And I think in the first half it was one of our more creative first halves. We didn't get a goal, but there were quite a few openings. I think Rony Lopes's shot on the post was in the first half. Yann Villar also hitting the post from a set piece. He got onto a cross, headed it onto the post, and then the keepers kind of somehow managed to get it off the line. We never saw a replay, but let's assume that there's goal line technology in Greece. I have absolutely no idea. But
I don't think there is. I think they use the VAR for goal line technology. They look at clips from VAR, if I remember.
There was.
They don't have goal line technology. I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember seeing this. But I don't think it went in. Like, I don't think it was very close. I think it hit the post and then he pushed it out, and I didn't think it was close.
Yeah.
I know Adi
Anyway,
said he thought it went in our chat, but the more I looked at it, I was like, oh, it was nowhere near going in. But
I'm not sure. But in any case, I think it was better in the first half. It was the defending and the play that led to their penalty was rather shocking. And therein lies, this point about the team being a little bit disjointed and disconnected, because I think you said that Cisse got dispossessed while we were.
Yeah, I'm looking at it again. I think it was Cisse. So I'm looking at the highlights, and of course the freaking highlights cut it out. But you see Cisse running as fast as he can back into position. I'm 99% sure it was Cisse took a heavy touch. Someone took it right off him, and down we were playing. Like, Cisse had Ruben Semedo type moments. I don't know what happened there, but okay, it led to he played the ball in. I'm watching it now. He plays the ball in, and then Vaclik, very poor, goes down early and very clumsy.
By that point, the damage is done anyway, because you just see the ball break to one of their faster attackers, and you think, okay, here we go. And then Bars played him onside, and then he's through, and then the keeper, he was slow off his line, couldn't do a lot, but then he redeemed himself. He
redeemed himself for sure.
But made a great save.
His movement is terrible. I'm watching the goal back again, just so slow. Like,
okay,
like when he was diving down for it, looked like it took like 10 years. Anyway,
it's something that we talked about before, though. Isn't it?
I know, but there's just something. The guy's crocked. Anyone who, I think the guy's fucked. Like, he has talent. He's a good goalkeeper. I think if he was healthy, it would be fantastic. But there's obviously problems with the guy. But anyway.
Yeah, maybe he wouldn't be in Greece if everything was
for sure
normal. But okay, what he lacks in pace, and speed now, he makes up for with his mind and his reading of the game.
Yeah, he's quite intelligent.
But okay, sometimes the cross comes in and you're a little bit afraid, is he going to come out? Is he not? Big discussion about the goalkeeper. And the cup game against Olympiacos is this week, is it not?
It is.
So let's see if Christensen gets a call, where Jolakis gets a call. In any case, I think he's definitely going to get a rest. I think quite a few people will get a rest for that game. There's a comment from Aris P, reminding us that the Bar-Cisse partnership was at the heart of the defense during the legendary win against Arsenal at the Emirates. That's right, mate. But 2 seasons later, and after that famous victory as well, Bar made these comments to I think the Senegalese press or the French press, that he felt like he'd won everything with Olympiacos, and it was time for him to move on, essentially, is what he was saying. Again, 2 years later, he's had that back injury last year, which that's complicated. That back injury that he had, shouldn't underestimate it, but he's not looking anything like that player that we saw a couple of years ago that came in really strong and physical. Just the concentration. It's almost like Bar is a version of the clumsy Cisse that we saw like some years ago.
I always thought Bar was shit. You can go back, and like, the guy has no technique. I said this to Adi, and Adi was like, "You don't know, blah blah blah. You're talking bullshit." Like, the guy just flies in. He lunges in with 2 legs. His arms are flying like he's a fucking MMA fighter. I just think the guy lacks technical ability and not form, and he's playing well, but technical form. His body, tackles. He doesn't know how to use his arms. I just think the guy's a walking liability. I always have, and I don't think up here it's so great with him. He'll fly in, passes will be way. I just don't trust the guy. I think
He's quite
time
clumsy.
he's clumsy, but I just think the technique is off as well. I don't. I've always said that, and but anyway, like the guy hasn't been playing so much as well. I don't know what to say. Like anyway, I just don't want to
It's
see
hard.
Usain
It's
Ba. I
it's
don't
a
want to
hard
see Usain Ba
situation.
playing European games. You know, like
It's a hard situation with the centre backs right now because I did think in the Fener game, Ba and Cisse looked to have a better kind of chemistry than Socrates and Cisse or Socrates and Ba. But I think that we did a Q&A on Instagram, and this question came up a couple of times. Like, what's going on with the centre backs? What would you do with Ba? And it's like we have Ba, we have Cisse, we have Socrates, we have Semedo, and we don't know what we're going to do with him. We have this player Markovic.
do you want to hear something? I think Semedo could play against Levadia, of course. I don't know.
Say again. Say what?
I think Semedo may play with Levadia, of course. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays 30 minutes.
So what now? Semedo's going to play instead of Markovic against Levadia?
No. I'm saying I think a Ba Markovic pairing may start, and I think Semedo may be. I would not be surprised if he's on the squad list and he makes a cameo. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they're trying to rehabilitate his image. We'll see. I don't know.
Did you see the press the other day? He was quoted in the Portuguese press about who wouldn't want to move to Porto, and I'd love to go to Porto, and blah blah blah.
Okay. Cheers, mate.
Seriously, like you're in the situation that you're in, and you're making statements to the Portuguese press about a move, and you're just like, seriously, guy? Like,
yeah, man. Like, come on. Who wouldn't love him more?
It's not working at the back, though, man. It's not working at the back. The only, funnily enough, like we've been very critical of Kenny Lala and Oleg Reabciuk from time to time. Not all of us. Some of us in different degrees when it comes to both players, actually. But I do want to focus on Oleg Reabciuk for a little bit, because the tendency in Greece, and with Olympiacos fans that aren't living in Greece, is in general we get dragged into this kind of mentality of he's shit, he's great, he's awesome, he's nothing. We've got to decide what we're talking about when it comes to not just this player, but we need to have like some, how to say, we need to be a bit more measured.
We need to have a gray zone. We don't. It doesn't need to be 1 or 0. It doesn't have to be. You know.
It can't just either be black or white. He's great or he's shit. I think the problem has always been that he was compared with what his predecessor was doing, and let's not forget that essentially Kostas Tsimikas was never replaced, guys. We're talking about a player that plays for Liverpool. Kostas Tsimikas plays for Liverpool. He's pushing Andy Robertson for a starting spot in what for me is the best team in the world right now. So let's just everybody digest that. Okay. Then we didn't sign anybody. We asked Jose Jolebas to come back. Right?
Yeah. That was no, I think the thing with Reabciuk has just always been, is the technical ability going to be there? I think there've always been some questions. I don't know about some. I remember in Frankfurt, he made a mistake on the goal, and in Frankfurt, but it's more just like the guy plays so many games. He's one of the few players who plays every single game. He's like one of the first names on the team sheet at the moment. So.
And he plays with the same intensity every game.
Yeah. He's
it's unreal. Like you just see him chasing down the balls that he's lost, like covering into midfield and then just sprinting back and sprinting up again.
I think the main thing is Oleg Reabciuk's not the problem. You know, like, can we say that? Like, and to be honest with you, every time I see a team sheet or something, I don't know I can't diagnose the problem well with this team. Like, I don't want to come on here and play like football expert. Like when I saw the team sheet, I was thought, this looks like a good team. Like we should batter them. You know what I mean? And then we see what we saw for for today. So I just don't know. Like maybe I would have started Valbuena instead of Little Camara today. Like, okay. I don't know. I think Valbuena, these are the games Valbuena should be playing, like at home, um, against smaller teams. But I don't know. It seems like the goals have dried up. Is that right? In the past, like other than the I game where they gifted one or two, like the goals have just. And maybe I'm just comparing it to recent, but I'm just like feel like it's so hard to get. Not even. It's like we scored every single chance we had with Ike, but we didn't even have so many opportunities. You know what I mean? Like,
How many like 3-on-1s or like 4-on-2s did we have today where we were breaking? And
oh God, it's shocking.
yeah, and I think it was Agibu Kamara was, at the heart of a lot of those counterattacks where he's stolen the ball in midfield and he's
Yeah,
broken away and he's had players to his left, to his right, ahead of him, and it's the wrong pass. It's just a bad decision or poor execution.
yeah,
And like I'm not criticizing him. I don't want to criticize him specifically on this, but yeah, he did have a poor game today. He was subbed off at half time. He's been playing relentlessly, non-stop. Everybody and anybody can have an off day, and he's been great up until now. But there is a problem. We don't have that front three isn't settled.
no,
We saw a
not at all.
front three today with Gary Rodriguez and Rony Lopes on the pitch. That's the first time we've ever seen that, and
Indeed.
it's December. Yeah.
Fuck yeah! Don't remind me. I have final exams, final papers due. So let's lean off the December timeline. Oh, let's.
But I do want to
Oh,
say one last comment on Oleg, because I said this before. It's like this guy is in some ways, or in many ways, a role model for anybody that wants to play professional football.
yeah,
His behavior, his dedication, his drive, his determination, his work rate, everything on the pitch. So if you don't have those qualities, doesn't matter how much talent you have. If you can put the talent and those qualities together, you've got a great player.
yeah,
And those players with those traits, they will work hard in training to improve. And still to this day, I believe it's not by chance that the Portuguese folks that we talked to, when we were assigning him, they told us that this guy has more upside than Zaidu, the current Porto left back. And
yeah,
we're starting to see it. What was it? 7 out of 9 connected crosses against Fenerbahce.
yeah,
Connected quite a few crosses today as well. And you see a little bit the technique is getting better. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's gonna have his off days as well, but credit to him. I wanted to recognize that.
yeah. And I want to say you go back to uh, we do the player ratings. Who was the man of the match for Fener in the player ratings?
Oleg. I mean,
Who
yeah,
was the player of
Oleg.
the match against Volos?
Well, we're going to
Oleg.
get to man of the match
It's
later, but for me, it was
it's
Oleg. Yeah.
it's like it's not easy for a left back to do that, I don't know. I have my critiques of the guy. I think technically just sometimes it's so shocking, but it is getting better. It is getting better. So I don't know. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. There's a lot more players who I'm upset with. One thing I want to talk about though is the other fullback, Kenny Latha. I don't get what the hell this is. Like you choose one fullback and you let the fullback play. Like this bullshit of subbing fullbacks is terrible. I'm really I can't be asked about it. Like when he took what's his name Blala off at halftime. Like Lala didn't even have a bad game. Like I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think you could see that there were a couple of players that were tired today. I don't know if he was one of them. That's the only excuse that I can find, because otherwise,
I think he was on the edge of starting on Thrylos, and he was like, "No, let's go with Lala." And then he was like at halftime, "Fuck, I should have started on Thrylos." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that was
yeah.
the subs were good and early today, but like we had made all 5 subs by like the 65th minute. And
Yeah, and
it was just like,
that's something that I do want to reflect on a little bit.
yeah,
But before we do,
go on.
quick shout, guys! Don't forget to like, subscribe, while you're watching this. Also, we have dropped the link to join us in the chat if you'd like to get on, share your views. Yeah, don't be shy.
Yeah.
If you don't think your English isn't great, if you want to speak Greek, you can speak Greek. We can translate. No worries.
Exactly.
But yeah, back to the game. So the subs. I mean,
the halftime subs worked though. I felt like the team looked good, but I wouldn't have taken Rodriguez off. I thought the final decision was a bit off with Gary today, but I think he is doing things I haven't seen many Olympiacos wingers do in a while, taking players on, going past players, winning fouls, so I thought it was a mistake.
I didn't think he was as impactful as he was in other games. I still get a feeling he was still a little bit affected by the injuries he's had the last few games, and he was almost playing at a gear that was lower than in previous games. But he still caused problems with his pace. He still got in behind, and there were a couple of opportunities where you thought he could have hit that instead of try to be altruistic and pass it to a teammate. But positive signs from him and from Rony Lopes, who we need to talk about. Rony Lopes, like the transformation of this guy is unreal. Like it's really night and day from the player that we saw that came in. And I'm not talking about his body and there's been all this press recently that he's lost 5 kilos and he's put muscle mass on and his face even looks different. And a scout from Sevilla came in to see him for the Fener game and he was like, wow, what's this? And how did you do this? And blah, 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 blah. Guys, we're talking about a player that joined, and the first couple of appearances he made, there's one thing I remember from both his first appearances. I think one was against Ludogorets, or was it no, not Ludogorets. It was against Slovan at home where he comes on. And his ball control was so heavy. He'd get the ball on the right and he'd cut inside and then he'd, hit it in front of him and he wouldn't be able to reach it. He was like, what is this? Like a 25 million pound player that can't control the ball and can't dribble, and keep the ball close to his feet. And it's like, what the hell is going on here? And just couldn't run, couldn't keep up, couldn't track back. And now all of a sudden, I don't know about you, but watching the Fener game on Thursday, he was out muscling players in midfield, winning the ball back. And yeah, today for me, it was the most dangerous player on the pitch for us. Every time he got the ball, he was, doing that thing, those feints with his feet, and he was getting past defenders, whipping the balls in. He had that shot against the post. I was a bit annoyed to see him come off, frankly, and I had a little bit of a moment on Twitter where I said, okay, what the hell are you doing taking off our best player? It's 0-0. And bringing on Valbuena on the 65th minute. So, okay. And then Valbuena, of course, scores that free kick at the end of the game. And then everybody comes after me at the end.
But the thing was with Valbuena, he was like usual. I don't know why he's still being played on the wing. It's just useless. I would have much more preferred him. We do the thing where it's just like deja vu all over again. And one side of the field is just wide open. I think the goal for Volos came down that left side where Valbuena was the winger. I remember there was just a hold. I don't remember. I need to rewatch it. But anyway, I much prefer Valbuena in the center nowadays. I don't like how he's being used. I think he can still bring so much to the team in the league and sometimes in Europe, sometimes now going into later stages, not so much. But he just needs to be played down the center, in my opinion. I don't know. It just leaves us so exposed sometimes. We'll see. Maybe against Olympiacos. I think the guys. I think we're playing at home to start. Are we playing at home against Olympiacos? I don't know. We'll see.
I think. Don't quote me. I think the first game is at home. I can check that right now.
I think so as well. But anyway, I'd like to see Valbuena. I'd like to see us play the same formation. Oh no, we're playing away. Anyway, I'd like us to play the same formation, but I'd like to see Valbuena start in the center, and then I'd like to see maybe Surlis play in the midfield, Bouchalakis in the midfield, Markovic Ba, Christensen,
The game's away.
Andrutsos, Karbovnik, Onyekuru. Maybe one of these kids from the second team. I don't
So
know.
the game's away in Livadia on the 1st of December,
Is
and
there
then
away goals now, or is that just UEFA who got rid of that? Do we have away goals in the cup?
I think that's UEFA, but I'm not sure what they've done
Who
in Greece.
knows? Who knows?
So this is the schedule for December, guys. We've got Olympiacos on the 1st on a Wednesday. Then we've got Ofi. We travel to Crete on the 4th. That's a Saturday. And then the 9th is Antwerp Olympiacos here in Belgium. Glory Days is asking, where are we from? I'm living in Belgium, mate. And Lambro is in Switzerland.
Switzerland.
So that's the 9th. And then we have the 12th, Olympiacos Aris. Olympiacos Aris at home after the Antwerp game. That will be a nice game, I believe. Then we have Atromitos away. So that's back to the first fixture of the season again. We play Atromitos 0-0 in the first fixture of the season. Most of you will remember. And then Lamia at home. And then the Christmas break is upon us.
We need to. I think we can make a. I think we can win the league by December this year. I think we can. I think.
Well, what are we? 6 points clear of AEK, 10 points clear of PAOK right now.
PAOK point deduction surely incoming, right?
Yeah.
AEK play with Panathinaikos on the weekends, and then they go away to Asteras, and then they go away to Olympiacos. I don't know. I have a good feeling. I think maybe AEK will drop a few points in the coming weeks. I don't know. With Panathinaikos, it's always difficult. Asteras, I think they don't have the best record, so who knows? Shall we talk real quick about what happened with PAOK? I guess I'll say a few things.
Go for it.
I just want to say I watched the game tonight. Bits and pieces of the game. Okay, I watched most of the game. It was like a really angry atmosphere in the Tumba tonight. Like, you could feel it. Like bombs were going off, flares were being thrown on the field with just no problem. But it was an angry atmosphere. Like you could tell, like the fans had just had enough with this team and Lucescu and the players, and like it was just like it was hot. And when we get to that 90th minute point, I think it's Sudgren, the right back from Sweden, goes for the throw in, and there was a bang, like one of the sound bombs that went off, and like the guy's like holding his ear, like Jesus Christ, my ear's just gone off because one of the what's it called, bombs went off, and in that corner you can tell, in that corner where he's at, like there's some shit going down, and right there he goes in for another throw in, and you can tell there was just an organized rush, like 5-6 flares come on the pitch, and you just see like 30 dudes run out, and it was just like, okay, we've had enough. Like you guys can't even win the ball now. Like we're ending the game for you tonight. And they're mad. They were really like that. That's my big takeaway. Like it was rough.
The Orcs strike back.
Yeah,
that's it, mate. It's as simple as
no,
that.
But I'll just say, like, oof, like it's a really toxic atmosphere they have at that club right now. You would have thought Lucescu come back, happy moments, we're back, blah blah blah. But it's the fans are against the administration of the team. It feels a bit now. The Savidis hasn't been around. He's been in Russia. I don't even know the last time he's been in Greece. To see the team, and I think slowly but surely there's something going on in PAOK. I don't know. I'm not a PAOK fan. I watched the goddamn game. I may read an article every now and then, but the anger you felt in that stadium tonight was really, really strong. Like, just from a neutral perspective, it wasn't even like we're pushing our players to go on. It was like, we hate you. Like, even our own players, we hate you bastards, So I don't know. That's just my point from tonight. I'm reading people saying they are not going to get a point deduction. That
that's
just
why?
absurd. It's just absurd. It's
so I remember all of this discussion because they changed the rules. They changed the rules fairly recently, if I'm not mistaken, because basically this has been happening so much in Greek football recently that clubs were making the case that, oh, because we can't find a way together with, the police and the relevant authorities, we can't find a way to control the stadiums and control the fans and avoid that they pitch invade or rush or light flares, etc. They said point deductions are unfair, so we settle for matches without fans. So that was kind of a conscious decision and discussion amongst the clubs with the Super League, the federation, and the rules were adjusted as such, because this was happening just far too often. And to be fair, I can't remember when the last time was something like this happened. I can't remember when the last time something like this happened. Probably another PAOK game.
Yeah, it was a big throwback. I was muted. My bad. It was a big throwback tonight. It was like, Jesus Christ, where are we? 2015 again?
Yeah.
2014? It was, I understand. Also, we should say Gate 4, Tira Tercera, for PAOK has been closed because they didn't agree with the vaccine pass. So I think it's only been open like the past 2-3 games. So welcome back, guys. Like, I don't know. It's not ideal.
Yeah. Yeah, and you had some PAOK fans even on social media saying that it should be closed permanently. I don't know.
I saw that PAOK fans saying that they close Gate 4, and I don't know. There was a lot of people talking about like, oh, like these people hate football. They're just anarchists and they're bastards and they're whatever. Ugh,
Christos
it's
says stadiums must have cameras and arrest the orcs.
yeah,
Yeah, mate. But it's all about the having the will to kind of enforce
yeah,
some real measures here. Like, but and it's not just the federation or the Super League. It's the clubs themselves. Like the clubs themselves, they have to make that shit stop. In England, anyone that's been to an English football stadium, you sit in the stands and there's a sign in front of you, looking at the pitch, and the signs, they say if you walk onto the pitch or if you pitch invade, you will never set foot in an English football stadium ever again. It's very clear. For me, it's very clear, guys. I have nothing to do on the pitch. Fans belong in the stands. They do their part in the stands, and the footballers, they're on the football pitch. Got nothing to do with it.
yeah.
But do they want to enforce something like that in Greece? Do they have the balls to go against some of these guys? I think what should be done is very clear and easy. The problem is implementation and the will to do it.
I'm a big I guess like out of everyone on the podcast, I'm very like fan, like I love the flares. I like things like that, but it's true. Like on the pitch, there's no relationship. Personally, I think there's a place for the fans confronting the players and speaking with the players. I know a lot of people are against that, but I do believe that's something important. I believe the fans being able, not like we've seen with Marseille where they break down the doors and they attack the fans, or with Sporting, but the fans send representatives and they talk with the players, they talk with the coach, they talk with the president. I'm a big fan of this. And when the players aren't getting results, the PAOK fans of Gate 4 have every right to go to the training ground and gather them all around and say, who the hell are you clowns? Like, I am perfectly okay with that. But the
In a
shit we saw
controlled,
in a
organized
controlled way, and
environment.
this has happened quite a few times, and a lot of people don't like it. Personally, I'm fine with it. I think back as well to the incident with Ike last
Yeah.
season when they lost to us 5-1, and you had the 4 or 5 guys like telling them, buh, 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 buh. Like, I'm fine with that. I know people make fun of that. I'm fine with that, probably off camera. But listen, like, the fans are very important, and I think some should have like organized fans. The some of the supporters should have the availability to be in touch with the football team. Like in England, like if I was an English football fan, like I would have no ability to go talk to Mikel Arteta. Arsenal fans will never talk to Mikel Arteta in their life. It's disappointing. But
We
anyway,
have a fan waiting to join us. Roman
yes.
Smirnidis introducing. Roman, what's up, man?
Hello,
Welcome.
guys. Let me know you can hear me properly.
Yeah, we can hear you well, mate. Welcome.
Uh,
Where are
you
you
know, I've,
calling
I've
from?
been following you for some time, so I thought it was a good idea to join your lovely company. Hello to everyone.
Welcome, man. Thank you for joining us. We've seen your comments. Thank you for following. So, what you got? Anything you want to talk about in specific? We've gone through a lot, like
So
PAOK,
many
the
stuff to talk
game.
about.
Yeah,
First of all, I'm calling from Moscow. I'm not sure if you know that. I mentioned that
yeah,
already in the comments.
nice.
Uh, well, if we talk about today's game, I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw the last 30 minutes. I'm gonna I'm gonna agree with Costa. It was literally driving me crazy. Like some months ago, that we were looking for a left back more than a right back. I can see, like, if we take a look at progression of Reabciuk, I'm gonna agree with Costas. He's possibly our like next 10 million plus future transfer because he progresses a lot. He was always a solid defender. Now you can see that he's improving his offensive skills as well. His crosses are like absolutely amazing. He could have like another assist today. If you remember, like in 95th minute or something, he made the solid cross, but I think it was LRB. He missed like an open goal. Like Reabciuk, he also I think he's a warrior. He also got the foul that Valbuena scored from. He won the penalty, and we're talking about a left back. It's so hard to be an MVP if you're a left back. It's not like a striker. You scored the goal and bam, you're an MVP. It's much harder than that. I cannot say anything more because I missed like the first 60 minutes of the game. I was away from home.
Yeah, well, Nova Sports thought Mathieu Valbuena was the man of the match. I think to a certain extent, yeah, he is a man of the moment. He's scored the winner, but for me, it's very clear. I've said it already today. But Roman, since you're on, tell us how did it become, for you, this whole relationship with Olympiacos, and so you have Greek heritage, Greek family?
Yes,
Or...
obviously I'm half Greek. My father is Russian, my mother is Greek, so I'm not completely strange to the Olympiacos thing. But the weird thing about that is that all my Greek relatives, none of them is Olympiacos supporter. We have Panathinaikos supporter, PAOK support, like pretty much everything except Olympiacos. And it doesn't make sense because I was like the younger of all my brothers, cousins, and stuff. And usually, you take from them all the things like that. I know it's something divine because no one taught me to be Olympiacos. I don't know how it happened. It's something it's out of this world.
What age group are you? Like, how old are you?
I'm on my 30s right now.
You're in your 30s. Okay, you've seen some. Anybody who's an Olympiacos fan has seen nice things the last 20 years, man,
That,
for sure.
Yeah, but they've also
yeah.
seen some real shitty things, Costa. We
Yeah,
gotta.
before that in particular, I mean, my generation, I'm 30. I forget how old I am. I'm 35 plus, but I wasn't watching football really when we were going through the Pedrina Hronia, like how they called them, like when we weren't winning anything. Like, I started watching when Bajovic became the coach, essentially, and we built that Greek team with Yorgatos, Mavrogenidis, Giannakopoulos, Djordjevic, Poursanidis, Karapialis, all these guys. But yeah, oh God, here we go. Kostas Papadimitriou was asking Roman any talented players that we can look at from Russia. Standard question.
Well, for ice hockey, maybe for on center, not for football.
Costa, I think that's the only sport that Olympiacos doesn't play. It's like we've got ping pong, we've got anything under the sun, but we don't have an ice hockey team. Maybe
I think Pele was asked from a Russian journalist when Russia is gonna be world champions in football, and he said when Brazil is gonna be world champions in ice hockey the same day.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
and he was right. I used to. I'm not sure if you know a company called Instat. No, it's pretty similar to Opta or Y Scout. I used to work like for for a couple of years in this company. I was responsible for the Greek market, let's say. So I made a lot of good friends along coaches, analysts, like top Super League stuff. And I have a lot of interesting and funny inside stories. I used to hang a lot with Olympiacos guys. I made a lot of friends there, by the way. And I can try to bring someone here if you want. I can try that.
That would be amazing. There you go,
Would.
guys. Roman.
Big up Roman to be
Yeah,
needed.
Roman. Yeah, already. That would be great. No, Oh, and I see this comment. You haven't seen many shitty things like us.
Yeah.
God bless you, Grigoris. I damn right, probably. But that one season, I love you, Guillaume Gillet, but with the Belgians, god damn it, that was one of the worst years of my life.
That was nothing. That was nothing compared to the things
that was
people
miserable.
like Grigoris and older folks have seen. Who was it made this comment earlier? Thank you, Concept Calcio. Costa does not look 35 plus.
Costa doesn't look a day over 25. He could walk into my uni tomorrow. No one would know. Met the guy in Frankfurt, but no, I don't know. It's such a strange year with Olympiacos this year. I feel like it's sometimes I don't even know. Like it's one of those. It's the transition year. Does that make sense? Like we all know this is it. This is the last year. Like.
Yeah,
I feel
I don't want to get people excited, but I talked to a journalist with some good know-how, and anybody that watched the post game after the Fener game, very good episode.
That was a great episode. I wasn't there. I'm going to promote our own podcast. That was a good episode. You guys were just talking bullshit. That was good. I liked it.
It was a good vibe, but so we had a discussion with our good friend Kostas Lianos, he's a journalist for the Sun in the UK, and the discussion quickly kind of turned around at some point to who's the next manager going to be, and we did a little countdown, 3, 2, 1, and say the first name that comes to your head, and we both said Ernesto Valverde at the same time. Anyway, I talked to a journalist this week. I'm not going to reveal his name, but he did say to me that is highly likely that could happen this summer.
Goddamn, Costa, secret agent, as Kostas Papadimitriou just said. He's telling us the inside stories. He's breaking.
I don't know, guys. Note this down: 28th of November, 10 o'clock, 13 past the hour. I don't know. Yeah. I really wish it. Normally, I don't like it when managers come back to a club, like going back to
like Lucescu at PAOK. How did that go tonight?
Yeah, that didn't go too well. Right.
Yes, this is the source. Fabrizio Romano was the source. Everyone, he's a good friend of the pod. No, but no, I don't know. This year, like I said, I think the league's going to be won by Christmas. Like I think. That sounds ridiculous to say, but PAOK is 10 points back. Like, if there was no, let's say, playoff, I think this would be over very, very soon. I don't know.
And they have to thank Ari's players because the match actually ended today.
Yeah. If I was Daniel Sundgren after my ear blew off, I would have been like, screw you, I'm not going back on that field.
Yeah, otherwise it would be like -3, -6. I don't know how it works, but definitely some points would be taken from them.
Yeah. We'll see.
I remember Kremenliev, man. I remember him. I actually remember he was a right back, wasn't he? He was god awful, bloody hell. Him and Ivan Rezic inspired substitution at Liverpool at Anfield in the second half. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
we've droned. I feel like every podcast goes to the same. We're like, oh, the game's decent, but we're like, well, let's talk about other stuff. It seems like every time it's like we don't talk about the games very often. We're like, well, that was fun for 15 minutes, and then we're like, let's talk about other stuff. I don't know. We need to.
Do you remember a rumor that it was saying Predrag Djordjevic was smoking a lot when he was a player?
He was.
Have you heard that?
He was.
I was talking with a guy who used to play in the same team, like in Olympiacos, obviously. I'm not gonna say his name. Doesn't matter. And I asked him, like, Aki, is it true that Predrag was smoking? And he told me literally, Roman, in the halftime.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
But like,
God.
Like,
I talked to a former footballer about this as well that was on the team. Somebody that we've had on the show actually. He's American. Not going to say his name, but okay, everyone knows who it is now. He told me like he took. I think he's smoking as well, and Yorgatos was doing. Yeah, the Liverpool game, Karaiskaki, Olympiacos Liverpool, 1-0. Yorgatos goes to the toilet to have a cigarette, like however many cigarettes at halftime before they went out. But like, apparently, the guy that I talked to, he spoke to doctors, and he said because the footballer is like doing so much strenuous activity, he's literally like all of the bad things are just sweating out. So it's not the same impact on the body, but like then when it comes to lungs, I don't know. I remember being in Greece and seeing Yorgato and Djordjevic in a cafe, with their Freddo, their Frappe or whatever, and they'd have 2 packs of Marlboro Red on the table, and it'd be like, Jesus Christ, like you're captain of the club, and what kind of example are you setting? And the young kid now from England in Greece in the summer, it's like, of course, didn't go up to say anything, but it was like, yeah, okay.
and do you remember the famous Werder game when he was running like crazy in the 19th minute, and he was like he was 35, 34 already, maybe even older than that.
Dole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We'll need to maybe have him on the podcast one day. We'll see to talk about. I don't know if we would definitely not bring that up. We would talk about other things,
something else. Yeah.
Yeah. But what's his name? Mesut Ozil famously smokes, but he also doesn't run. Also, I need to say that freaking Mesut Ozil throwing his party in Athens and then didn't show up, and love that. That was brilliant. But yeah, what else? We were gonna
Skordaki Mesut Ozil, as we say in Greek. Eat some garlic.
Anyway, we were gonna do a short episode today because final season. The students out there listening, you know what's up. It's December, as Costa said. It's go time for all of us. But yeah, no. Happy with the win today. We really didn't talk about. Let's talk about the game for 5 minutes. Roman, you're here. I'm gonna just.
Well, I cannot judge by the last 30 minutes I saw.
I'm just gonna say it was a penalty. I saw PAOK fans saying like, "What is this penalty?" It was a penalty. It was soft, but it was a penalty.
I'm gonna there are some. Okay, let me phrase that way. Sometimes, if it's penalty or not, it's up to the referee. Like, do you remember the goal in Tumba PAOK, the famous goal that was disallowed and blah 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 with Ivan and so on? Like, literally, bring the best referees in the world, top 1, top 2, top 3, and like the 100 best referees, and show them this thing. Like half of them is gonna say it's a goal, and half of them is gonna say it's not.
Yeah.
There are some things in football that it's up to the referee. You never know what's gonna be.
Yeah.
And I understand the referee who's gonna give the penalty, and the one that's it's not gonna give that penalty.
Yeah.
It's up to the ref.
But this also goes back to the quality of our media and our discourse. I like to read the papers. Costa likes to read the papers. If you speak the language, read the language, whatever. As he passed time, I'm at school, I'm bored, I'm gonna read whatever. It always goes back to the referees. I want to read about who was good, the play, crucial moments. But it seems like we always go back to the penalties, about the referees, about the bullshit and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh God, guys, come on, come off it, there's some moments where you're like, okay, this is a bit messed up. But I think Olympiacos is one of the teams with the least amount of penalties in the league this season. And it was as well last season. I think Adi pulled up that statistic. It's on Y Scout. PAOK, I think, has the most penalties. But
yeah, if you take the top 1 teams from all the Europe championships, we have the least amounts of penalties from all of them.
Yeah. No, I just think today was this one wasn't very controversial. I saw it and I was like, okay, he got the back. And then Valbuena cleaned the game with the one last thing. Ousseynou Ba. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know this. This may be true. I'm trusting it's true. It was our first penalty of the season. Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. Not in Europe. In Europe, we've scored penalties. We were there, Costa. But anyway.
Yeah.
But in the league, maybe. I don't remember a penalty in the league, but I don't remember anything. I don't even remember much from today's game. I try to forget all these things. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Today's game was a bit disappointing. The goals have dried up. Also, I was going to go back to this. Ousseynou Ba on the goal. Like, I know it wasn't all of his blame, but goddamn, the guy's miserable.
But he's involved again. He's involved again.
He's always involved, isn't he? He's just, yeah.
Isn't that the same thing that happened to Meria?
Sort of.
If you remember, I think it was against Tottenham.
Yeah, but against Tottenham,
it was a cross though. It was easier for Meria. Like this one was like
it's not the same, but it reminds
this one was
me.
like thigh. It was like knee height, and he kind of just threw the knee at it.
And it was a shot, and it was okay. I cannot blame him, but he can do stuff like that.
But just the guy, like you just like God.
It's just like, mate, if you're going to try and get your foot to it, like at least try and clear it out. And I don't know. It's just he's always there when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And it happens once, it happens twice, it happens 3. It's not coincidence anymore.
Yeah.
It's like no matter how
Meria, like how many,
It's like no matter how many chances they want to give him and say, he needs to play. It's like, yeah, he does need to play, but I don't know. Maybe we have a bias. Like it's not just me or Lambro. I see a lot of fans calling to see this Serbian kid play.
Yeah.
Like it can't be possible that he's captain of his under-21 team. He's the best player on the Partizan team the whole of last season, and he's behind Avram Papadopoulos in the pecking order, or he's not getting a chance against rubbish Greek teams like in a league game. And
I think complete course.
Go ahead. No, I'm done.
I think we're missing, as we say in Greece, a Kefalikos central midfielder, the one that plays like with his mental aspects rather than his physical. Do you remember like Henriksson of Panathinaikos? He was slow, he was slim, he wasn't fast, he wasn't tall, but he was he had amazing composure, amazing positioning. We had a player like that. I'm not sure if you remember Schurer.
Yeah, I remember Gabi. Yeah.
You remember him. He was he was exactly the same. I'm not comparing them. Well, obviously Henriksson was a god, but he had that style, that I'm playing with my mind and not my body. We're missing a player like that.
At the back.
Do you know what? This is going to sound crazy, but sometimes Meria was very nice on the ball and his passing was quite good. I remember
was shit though.
No, I will tell you, yeah, for sure. But I remember when I was in the stadium against, for fuck's sake, with Başakşehir, this guy, he was in the corner and he did this type of roulette fake pass, swung it out into the center and lobbed the ball up to the center, headed it on. Rangelovic runs on, and that was the penalty that got us through. That's I remember seeing that and I was like, this was amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like the concentration wasn't there for the guy, but some of his technical ability, I said to Adi, I remember when we were dealing with him, like, maybe we can throw this guy into the midfield, because his passing, his touches were decent. Anyway, I don't want to rehash Meria. It's like,
speaking of Rangelovic, by the way, how he's doing in his
fantastic. You hearing about this?
Doing very well.
And you know how that translates in my mind, that we needed to load him like 3 years earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I think he's going to come back and he may make something, I have a good feeling. And I think Ousseynou Ba, a loan to a Saint Etienne type team in the winter would be fantastic, but I just don't know with Copa Africa and our depth at the central defender position whether that's plausible, but I think that would really help.
See, that's what I was thinking as well. It's like either a loan or he needs to go in January, but who the hell is going to buy him? But
no, I think it would be great for him to play games, and I think to be in a country where he speaks the same language as well. has to
Costa,
help.
we sell Maria for 2 million. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but for him, like the how to say in English, there was no way back. There was no way back for Mehdi after the Tottenham game.
Yeah,
he made the penalty at home against Kane when we played them.
No, I mean, if we could sell Maria for 2 million, we can sell Usain Bolt for even more.
Bah can go for more than 5.
If they really want to sell him, if they really want to sell him, they'll find somewhere to.
Bah has shown in the Emirates, he's shown in Europe that he can play football. Some team in France, you know, like they would throw 5-6 million euros at the guy for no problem. Like, you know what I mean? The guy's 25. He's strong. He has the body, as we say. I think he's a perfect player for that type of level at the moment. I don't think he can make the next step anymore. Unfortunately,
he's just back. Like he's regressed. He's regressed. Like
he's regressed massively.
He improved a lot, and like he had confidence, and then that injury, and then that red card against Arsenal. You know, I don't think he was fit when he played that Arsenal game when he got the red card. And then there was Ludogorets again, and in Greek you say "Masih gabs dos poles foras." So many times he's burnt us, man. It's done. Like for me, it's like, okay, I want to see the next guy. That's football, man. It's like you're not good enough, you're not playing well. There's like 1 or 2 other guys waiting to take the opportunity. And that's the way it should be. Like no favoritism, not because he's French, not because Modesto wants to sell players and look good. I'm being probably more open than I should be right now, but yeah, that's the way I feel about it. Anyway, we should wrap up soon. Labro, do you want to go through some more comments? I did drop the what is it? The link into the chat one more time. Roman, thanks a lot, mate, for coming on. Thanks very much for you're always like in and out and supporting us, and we really appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming on.
Be in touch on social media as well.
I have to find you. Is that Facebook, Instagram?
We are everywhere. Gate 7 International.
I'll make sure.
Twitter, Instagram, and
Sure.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on, guys.
Is that even right? Das Vidania?
Yeah, that's right. Can you see these two? Like here, no. Can you see? I have 2 Cascol. How you say?
Oh yeah, I can see the red. I can see the red.
Is it this side or the other side? Okay. Small quiz. One is Olympiacos, obviously the red one.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Locomotive.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
You're not Spartak because
it's a bit of Locomotive have got a bit of green, haven't they? It's like green and red.
I think it's the only team in the world like that combines green and red, which is very weird for an Olympiacos fan.
Yeah,
it's all right. It's like a slither of green along the red though. It's like red is the main color though, right?
Like it's 50-50.
Okay. All right, but you're red. It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, I have red there as well. Yeah, that's true.
Bravo.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks, man. See you next time.
Guys. Thank you. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Roman. Labro, I just realized, like, you haven't, you've got something next to you there that you're just dying to show everybody, right?
What?
The lawnmower 4.0. Like, tell us about
Jesus.
the lawnmower.
I thought you were saying my jersey. Oh, we were talking about, guys. I got the new lawnmower 4.0. I know Peter had it and was giving it the good shout out. Listen up, everyone. I don't have a lot to say about this product other than to go get it. Also, I'm going to say it is good. It works well. I've tried it. My girlfriend likes it as well. I'll leave it out there. She hopefully doesn't see this. But yeah, we'll say that. So buy the goddamn lawnmower. Also, the other products they have, like the cream and whatever. Anyway, I'm going to stop there. Buy that too. It's good stuff. And this is your last chance. Like, guys, this is we really we're on a trial basis. So, like, if you can buy this stuff, it massively helps the podcast for us to get a permanent contract with Manscaped. I don't know,
guys. We're not even in this to make money, but seriously, like, we want to make some shirts.
Yeah, I want to make stickers to put smack on a stadium somewhere. So
seriously, guys, like, yeah, if you guys are looking for a trimmer, like, please don't use the same clippers for your face and for your balls. Like, that's so freaking horrible. Like, go and buy a new trimmer. Like, seriously, 20% off with the code G7INTL at manscaped.com. Do it. Buy one for Christmas. We've literally got until Tuesday next week, so a couple of days left, guys, and then the deal's off.
Yeah.
So
And I saw a question. Have you tried the deodorant? I have indeed. It's fantastic. It's good stuff.
did your girlfriend like it? I'm sorry, I don't know.
I will kill you. You see this light? Like, what the fuck? Like let's say like it's snowing right now in Switzerland. Like, the power goes out. I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
Look at that! Look at that light. So it points in the right direction, right? You know, it helps you guide like the trimmer.
I think anyway, Ignite, that's it. I don't know. I think my computer was like, what the hell's going on here? The internet's cutting out right now. This can't go public. But anyway, just like it works as self-defense. That's the main point. Like, let's say someone comes in the house. I'm just like, anyway, that's it. That's it. Multi-purpose.
Dimitris Theodorou, mate, the Antwerp game. Dimitris is asking about the Antwerp game. I hope so, mate. If there are no, you know, if fans are allowed to go, then I'm going to be there 100%. So the thing is, I don't know what's going to happen this week because we've had this Botswana strand appearing in Belgium. And I don't know if the measures are going to get more extreme by the end of this week or the coming week, that is.
Here in Switzerland, they put quarantine back on for people coming from the Netherlands and the UK. So I wouldn't have been able to go, actually, with exams. But fingers crossed when we go through. I'll be wherever we are, as long as it's not Eastern
and
somewhere.
If we are allowed to travel, people from Greece come over, or listeners wherever you are, look me up, send us a message on Instagram, and you know, take a picture or something in the stadium. That'll be fun. Just scrolling through some of the other comments. This was a nice point Spiros Christodoulou made about the team's physical condition. This was something I mentioned a couple of pods earlier, that there was an interview of the fitness coach, Christos Mourikis, in Protathlitis a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about the team's physical condition, that it would improve, and that they've, you know, foreseen and they've put a plan together, etc. I also saw that a little bit, to be honest, today. It's something that went through my mind while I was watching the game, that I just saw that the treximata of the team, the ability to run after the ball and go up and down the pitch was much better. And I saw that as well in Yann Villa, who I always expect a lot of in the midfield. He was cutting passes out in the passing lanes. He was getting back in the box, clearing balls, you know, spraying the ball out left and right. So I hope so. I hope we do return to that level of fitness moving forwards. Other comments. Great comment by Roman about needing a centre back with, you know, brain at the back. We don't really have that. You know, Chlapatsa says we need an Olaf Melberg, Manolas type of centre back. Maybe, yeah. Manolas and Melberg, they didn't get to play together. No, they didn't get to play together. That would have been pretty damn good. Costadino says, hi lads, currently studying ancient Greek because I have an exam tomorrow. Wish me luck. Kalli pitυχία, my friend. Good luck.
Damn. God damn. Yeah. Those are rough exams.
Better you than me, mate. B team guys, Bagalianis, good replacement for Bar. I like Bagalianis too. The first game I saw him against PAOK, he looked brilliant. I don't know what happened against Larissa, the Apollon Larissa, the 2-2 draw. Like, did he play? Was there I think Zolakis was away. There was another keeper playing. I don't know what happened there. What else do we have? Oh, Jesus. People are reminding me of Santana.
I saw those. Do you remember in Kiev? Jesus, those were bad days.
Christos is asking, Lambro, out of curiosity, which players have signed the T-shirt in the background?
Ooh, good question. You know, a lot of them. I will give you some. Ibagaza signed it. Torosidi signed it. Valverde signed the shirts. Avram. Decent signatures. I bought the jersey too. I didn't get it signed one-on-one, but I bought it recently, like not recently, but I bought it for myself over the quarantine. Give myself a present.
Chlapatas, real joker here. If we reach the finals of the Europa, do we get free Manscaped products?
I think surely yes. Surely Manscaped, we will be in touch with them and they will provide an Olympiacos giveaway. Surely.
Is that all we have time for?
It is indeed. It is.
You heard the man. You heard the Clippers. Guys, Labrador, always a pleasure, my friend.
Indeed. Thank you guys for joining. And everyone who listened so far. Or Gates have an international podcast. Thank you for joining. The next episode will be Thursday. We may have a special guest on Thursday.
Wait. So yeah, people were asking this. Next
ahead.
Friday, we're trying to confirm with a special guest who I won't name now because he's not confirmed. But next Friday, watch this space. Special episode coming up on the national team. We didn't. I'm not okay. Stop! Don't say anything now, Labro. I want to talk about the national team and Van Schip.
We didn't even say John Van Schip got fired. I should have said this at the beginning of the podcast. Jesus Christ, he's gone. That's it. We're new coach coming.
He's gone. He's gone. What next? We're going to talk about that hopefully on Friday. Check out all the social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We'll let you know as soon as that's confirmed. Big one coming up. Big name from the Greek media. That's all I'll say. Thank you for watching. Until next time. You just listened to an episode of the Gate 7 International Podcast, a podcast connecting Olympiacos fans from Brussels to Tokyo, from Toronto to Geneva. We are 4 Olympiacos fans from every corner of the world, bringing you news and interviews of the team you love in English. With new episodes twice a week, you will never miss out on the latest updates and stories of the team you love. If you liked what you heard, make sure to follow us on social media at Gate7INTL, give us a subscribe on YouTube, or even leave a review on all our podcast channels. Until next time, this is our team, our city and our story. Thrylos είσαι. Στο μυαλό κάτι μαγικό.